Beautiful job, Neil Rogers. Thank you, Neil. Beautiful job. We're noting the anniversary of this stadium, built in
Bay Area Collegiate League. San Francisco Seals come in looking for their first win. They're 0-3 on the season after dropping 3 to the West Coast Kings. For the Seals, Ashton Gillio will bat first, batting third, playing shortstop. Kyle Bittner at the 2-hole. Steven Espinoza batting third. Gavin Ducker fourth in the cleanup spot. Arthur Soto fifth. Elijah Moultrie in the 6th hole, batting 7th. Eric Lucchese. Chris Seed playing catcher, batting 8th. And
leading off the top of the first inning for the Seals, from Georgetown University, third baseman number 17, Austin Giglio.
Dylan Day on the bump for the Packers, stands in at 6'6", 200, will be a senior at Chico State. Coming off a nice year in limited action, appearances just under 4 ERA. So the transfer from Northern Colorado takes the bump, and we are just about underway here on a cloudy Wednesday evening. First pitch is high. Start time 6:07. Gillio at the plate. He'll be a freshman at Georgetown University in the DC area in the fall. From Lafayette, Colorado, takes inside. Yesterday, the big story for the Healdsburg Prune Packers, they allowed 12 men to be left on base, including 7 innings. So looking to limit the base runners today as the pitch is popped up down the first base side and caught in foul territory for out number 1.
Very next for the Seals of University of Oregon, shortstop number 29, Kyle Bittner.
Kyle Bittner now at the plate. He'll be a freshman at the University of Oregon, or excuse me, was a freshman at the University of Oregon back in pitch taken for a strike. Swung on and missed. And the hero yesterday, Alex Leopard at the plate, as the Pack took an early 3-0 lead after 2 innings, but failed to score from the 3rd to 7th. As the relief corps of Devin Costa did a nice job yesterday for the game prep Trojans before they took the lead and made it 5-3, and then the Packers were able to rally back in the bottom half of the 8th with that 3-run shot. 1-2 from Day, swung on and missed.
That is for the Seals from San Jose State, first baseman number 20, Steven Espinoza.
Steven Espinoza now at the plate. He'll be a junior, goes to San Jose State in the fall. Did not get any playing time this season for the Spartans, but last season appeared in 3 games, had 2 at-bats, and was 1 for 2 for San Jose State. And now the 0-1, taken for a strike. Dylan Day, primarily a starter for Chico State last season, or back in the spring, made 5 starts as that one's chopped foul down the third base side. Hometown kid from Santa Rosa High School. And despite only making those 6 appearances for Chico State, was a all-conference honorable mention in the spring. Pitch sprayed down the first base side and foul. Two down here in the first, and that one's chopped foul down the third base side. The pitching yesterday for the Pack held up as Marv Barron got the start and didn't have the best of outings. He did strike out 7 as that one swung on and fouled right off the chest protector. Just went under just 5 innings, gave up 6 hits, 3 earned runs, but gave up 4 free passes as well, and a hit by pitch. The relief corps for the Packers did a nice job, though, giving up no earned runs in the final 3 innings of action. The pitch misses outside, and the count moves to 1-2. It's important to note that in that tight 6-5 win over a non-league opponent yesterday, the Packers missing 12 players due to NCAA playoffs. The NCAA tournament, of course, still going on at the Division I level. Sprayed out down the first base side, and Sharpio gives chase and nearly makes an outstanding play in foul territory with a vast amount of area over down the first base side, but he could not make the play. And the count remains 1-2. When you look at the San Francisco Seals roster, guys from all over the country, Seattle University, Georgetown University back east, Canada College, of course San Jose State as Espinoza fouls it off and the count remains 1-2. Louisiana State University Shreveport, that's Lucchese who's batting 7th. So all over the country, a lot for the Packers in the Texas and West Coast area. Santa Rosa JC seems to be a pipeline for the Packers as a lot of their players, former players or current players, now with the Packers. Strike 3 call. So Dylan Day strikes out the final 2 batters of the inning.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, Saturday, Windsor Pride Day, second annual Love Wins in Windsor. We're celebrating the Windsor Pride Festival this Saturday. They've got great things happening in the town green of Windsor. They've got a kids zone, a music fest, a street fair, lots of parking at the high school. Just go to the website, Windsor. This Saturday, festival, Pride Day for Windsor. Fantastic. Leading off the bottom of the first inning for the Prune Packers from Washington State University, shortstop number 10, Kyle Russell.
On the hill. He'll be a junior in the spring, in the fall, excuse me, from California. And just up college, as Kyle Russell will lead off the bottom half of the first for the Packers. 1 for 5 yesterday with a pair of strikeouts. He scored the first run of the ball game. It's his first year as a Prune Packer. Had a nice season for Washington State. That batted under just south of 300, taken inside, and it's now 2-0. Had a homer, 26 RBIs, just north of 30 runs as well. Now as Vado deals, it's fouled back, and the count moves to 2-1. Pitch taken for a strike, and Rockland, California native moves it to 3-1 and 2-2. Now the 2-2 offering. This is upstairs, and the count will now run full. Joey Kramer on deck, named the most outstanding player of the CCL championship last summer. Now the 3-2. That one misses, and a leadoff walk for Russell on the Panthers.
Out of Washington State University, third baseman, number 6, Joey Kramer.
And that brings up Joey Kramer, who will soon be Russell's teammate as he's transferring from Cal State Northridge to Washington State, announced earlier this month. 1 for 4 yesterday with an RBI double in the second. So Russell on first following the leadoff walk. Yanked out to left field. Lucci's going back at the track, and that one knocks it out. Russell around second, just the green light. He's headed for home, and the throw not in time. Back-to-back innings with RBI doubles for Joey Kramer.
Left fielder.
1-0. And now 1-0 as Peyton Schultz comes to the plate. Schultz will be a senior in the fall. He transferred from Long Beach State, now at the Cal Golden Bears. 0 for 3 yesterday with a walk in that win over the Trojans. That one's fouled back, and the count moves to 1-1. Schultz field, and it's fouled back.
Their ball boy today, Ruben Fincher. Ruben, good job, sir. Good job, Ruben.
Going back to that big 6-5 win yesterday for the Packers. After the game, head coach Joey Gomes. Baseball. This is why we love the game. It's opening night, great crowd, and the comeback.
Batting for the Prune Packers, first baseman number 23, Connor Sharpio.
When it comes to middle of the season, late season. But again, they don't have their full roster right now. 12 guys still playing in the NCAA tournament. Their season's just finished in the NCAA tournament a couple of days ago. And this is the first time this group, of course, playing together, so it might take them a couple of weeks, a week or two or so to mesh and really start rolling. But good teams find a way to win, and they certainly did that yesterday with the big 3-run shot. So after the Schultz strikeout, Sharpio now at the plate. Big swing and a miss, and the count moves to 0-2. Sharpio 1 for 4 with an RBI double yesterday in the first inning. Coming off a really impressive spring for Santa Rosa. 3.13 ERA and 23 appearances, also hit just south of 400. Taken outside, runner going, the throw down to third, and it's in time! So Chris Seed with a bullet down the third base, and the throw was just in time to erase the runner for out number 2. Now the 1-2 from Azevedo. This is high, and it's now 2-2. Yesterday we saw the Trojans with a few base running blunders, including a botched double steal attempt, which they tried to steal a run, but they were unable to do so. Now it's today Joey Kramer and the Packers getting thrown out on the base pass. 2-2 misses inside. And the pitch, taken just inside.
Cameron Nickens.
Now Cameron Nickens at the plate. Did not play yesterday, so his first game as a Prune Packer, coming off a solid season at Houston. Taken for a strike. Hit just over 300, 5 homers, 38 RBIs, which was 4th on the team. And he hits one out to the first base side. It's out of play. Expected to be a big part of that Houston team in the next couple of years. A highly rated prospect, actually a top 20 draft prospect in the AAC. And speaking of the AAC, the American Athletic Conference, Tulane, of course, winning the AAC championship despite being out in the LSC regional. Now the 1-2. Poked right back to the pitcher. Azevedo has it and flips the first for out number 3. So not before Joey Kramer with an RBI double.
Well, this day in baseball history, let's turn the clock way back to 1898. Wee Willie Keeler, an outfielder for the Baltimore Orioles, gets 4 hits in this game today, starting his famous 44-game hitting streak. Wee Willie Keeler, June 7th, 1898. Off the top of the second inning for the Seals from William and Mary, their DH number 13, Gavin Ducker.
Back here on the Prune Packers Baseball Network, we head to the top half of the second inning as Dylan Big takes the hill again. The Packers now on top 1-0 thanks to the Joey Kramer RBI double in the bottom half of the first. Big swing and a miss from Gavin Ducker, and the count moves to 0-1. Ducker, also playing ball on the East Coast, goes to William and Mary, where he'll be a sophomore in the fall. Played in 6 games for the Tribe this past spring, made 1 start, scored 3 runs and knocked in an RBI. Hits one out to right field, and that one drops for a base hit. So the first hit of the night.
Back next for the Seals from CSU Monterey Bay, second baseman number 12, Arthur Soto.
The 5-hole hitter Arthur Soto now at the plate. More from Cal State Monterey Bay. Got 1 start, batted 1 allow, 0-2. So Ducker reached via the single, and that brought up Arthur Soto. Now the 0-2 on the way. Misses upstairs, and the count moves to 1-2. Elijah Moultrie, the San Jose State product, for the Seals. 1-2 on the way. Swing and miss. First strikeout for Dylan Day.
State right fielder number 10, Elijah Moultrie.
Moultrie now at the plate. Did not play as a freshman for the Spartans. Made the NCAA tournament, beating Air Force in the MWC, or the Mountain West Conference Championship. The 0-1. The righty Day misses, and the count now 1-1. San Jose State making the tournament and going to the Stanford Regional, where they were eliminated in that double elimination regional round. The 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Day moves the count to 1-2. Ducker over at first, followed by a Soto strikeout. Dylan Day, the Northern Colorado transfer, now at Chico State with 3 strikeouts on the night. That one run up for strike 3.
Louisiana Shreveport, right fielder number 19, Eric Luchis.
Eric Luchis now at the plate. From Louisiana State University, Shreveport. This one down the third base side, playable for Schultz. Comes in, makes the catch for out number 3. So Dylan Day, another effective inning after
This day in baseball history, 1913. The great Hall of Famer, New York Giants, Prune wins his 19th consecutive game, setting a modern National League record of 1913. Rube Marquardt, 1913, 19 consecutive games. He's a winner, Hall of Famer for the Giants. University of Texas, catcher number 8, Kimball Schussler.
Not play for the Longhorns back in the spring. Did play last summer for the Packers. This is his season as a Prune Packer. Pitch taken for a strike. Last year hit just under 323 games, a couple of RBIs, and 11 runs as well. Misses outside. It's now 1-1. Guys certainly love being here, being on the Prune Packers, and Joey Jones really puts an emphasis on player development. Skied out to right center field. Ball trees under it, makes the catch for out number 1.
Now batting from St. Mary's, DH number 7, Blake McDonald.
Blake McDonald at the plate. Coach Jones says, we coaches are here for you, and we're here for the players opposed to the players being here for us. He wants to make that really clear, and wants his players to reflect on their college seasons that just happened and not just focus on their play in summer ball. It's taken for a ball. McDonald 1 for 4 with an RBI fielder's choice in the run in the win yesterday. Coming off a nice season at St. Mary's where he hit 308. That led the team. And has a good eye at the plate, 13 walks to 18 strikeouts back in the spring. Another one of the Santa Rosa transfers and former Santa Rosa players now playing for Joey Jones' squad. And the 3-0. Taken inside. It's a 4-pitch walk drawn by McDonald.
Now batting for SRJC, center fielder number 11, Alec Lepper.
Walk allowed by the right-hander Azevedo here in the game. Only in the second inning. And now Alex Lepper, last night's hero at the plate. Lepper, the fourth, with that 3-run shot to right field to give his team a 6-5 win after trailing 5-3 to start the inning. Between the fourth and seventh innings, the Packers only had one base runner reach, but that all changed in the 8th inning with back-to-back base runners reaching, and that third one with the big swing to right field. Lepper attends Santa Rosa JC, takes high, and the count moves to 2-0. 1 for 3 with the walk, and of course that one hit being the home run yesterday. He said he saw what he was supposed to do, which was get a big hit, and oh, was it a big hit? The go-ahead run, the go-ahead home run for the Packers. Coming off a nice season for Santa Rosa, 4 homers, 35 RBIs, which ranked third on the team, along with 40 runs, top 3 in that category. 3-0. This is outside, and Azevedo having some trouble finding the
Now batting for the Prune Packers, second baseman number 3, Hideki Rather.
Day has 4 strikeouts. So Blake McDonald now over at second. Lepper at first. 1 down after the Schussler fly out to right field. This is a team, the Prune Packers, who of course finished, and they've been the top 2 in the CCL in strikeouts, ERA, and wins, not just last year, but each of the past 3 years. And looking over the past 2 seasons, 7 former Prune Packers have been drafted. So a lot of success, not only at the hitting side, of course, Joey Jones being a hitting guru, having his own hitting facility, as that one's taken outside, but on the pitching side as well, the Prune Packers have really excelled. Jared Noonan, the pitching coach for the past couple of seasons. That one's fouled back, as Becky Prather now at the plate. And the pitch, big swing and a miss. The count moves to 1-2. Prather, who played in field, played right yesterday, is primarily a catcher and an infielder. So we'll see how much time he gets in the outfield going on this summer. Acevedo's 1-2. Poked out over to the second baseman, Soto. Flips to the shortstop for 1, and that's all they'll get. So 2 runners now.
Batting us from Washington State University, shortstop, number 10, Kyle Russell.
Prather over at first, McDonald at third. Kyle Russell, who walked and came around to score back in the first. Talking more about Joey Jones' time as a hitting coach. He was drafted, played 11 seasons in minor league and independent ball before settling in with the USA baseball team, the collegiate level, and did some recruiting there, which has helped him recruit so well. He made a lot of connections at that level, at that position for USA baseball, and was able to recruit a lot of big-time 22 Power 5 players this season for the Healdsburg Prune Packers. After working with USA Baseball, transitioning into having his own hitting academy, it's called Party Out Front, is the phrase he likes to use. And the facility he has is an industrial warehouse. It's behind 2 double chain link fences and a stack of tires, as he described it, as it's popped up in the infield, and the first baseman Espinoza makes the catch for out number 3.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, in 2016, the Healdsburg Prune Packers joined the California Collegiate League. It is a wood-backed, very prestigious league in baseball, rivaling the Cape Cod League on the East Coast. Great to have that kind of quality baseball coming back here to Healdsburg. Great time to be part of collegiate baseball right here in Healdsburg. Top of the 3rd inning, leading off for the Seals, Louisiana Shreveport, left fielder number 19. Correction, leading off from PBC, catcher number 6, Chris Sieg.
Back here for the top half of the 3rd inning. Chris Sieg at the plate. Swings at the first pitch in foul territory as Sharpio gives it a play and makes the catch for out number 1.
Now batting from St. Mary's High School, center fielder number 5, Gary Scanavia.
Gary Scanavino now at the plate. Scanavino, who was a senior back in the spring from St. Mary's High School, from Stockton, California. And the pitch. Popped up foul and out of play. Dylan Day has only allowed 1 base runner to reach. That was a Gavin Ducker single to start the 2nd inning. After Warren went 4 2/3 strong innings with 7 strikeouts yesterday, 4 strikeouts and counting here for the right-hander Day. Check swing, and the first base ump says he went around. Count now 0-2. Talking about Joey Jones and the hitting guru that he is. Again, there's no address, there's no name in front of the building of his hitting. Prune Beavers, Andrew Vaughn, Spencer Torkelson, all now MLB draftees. Been with the team. With him, excuse me. And Dylan Beavers, the first round pick from the Orioles back in 2022, said Joey's one of the most impactful coaches I've ever had in baseball. 1-2. Pop foul and out of play. And what Joey likes to call his Joeyisms, again, party out front, that's what he likes to say. He says to have success, you have to have the ball, you have to hit the ball in front of your body. That one's slide out to right center field. And Scanavino gives that one a good drive, and he's off the wall. Scanavino around first into second. It's a 1-out double for the center fielder.
Now batting for Georgetown University, third baseman number 17, Austin Giglio.
Ashley Giglio now at the plate, popped up foul in his first at-bat. Pitch taken for a strike. Swing and a miss. It's now 0-2. Scanavino over at second following the double. And the 0-2. Foul. O2 on the way. Swing and a miss. 5 strikeouts now for the righty Day.
Now batting for University of Oregon, shortstop number 29, Kyle Bittner.
Bittner at the plate. Struck out, was the first strikeout victim of the right hand. Shows bunt now, pulls it back, it's taken down the middle for a strike. Packers lead here 1-0, thanks to an RBI double back in the first. 0-1 pitch. Taken inside, it's now. Day has only allowed 2 base runners to reach, the double here with 1 out for Scanavino and a single to Ducker back in the second. 1-1. Sharply hit into right center field, it's down for a base hit. Scanavino rounding second and he scores with an RBI single for Bittner, and the game now tied at 1.
Batting next from San Jose State, first baseman number 20, Steven Espinoza.
Even Espinoza now at the plate. Struck out back in the first inning. So after a close call yesterday in the 6-5 win for the Packers, tied here in the third inning, last year the Prune Packers only lost 1 non-conference or non-league game. Again, the Seals in the Bay Area Collegiate League, just as the Green Prep Trojans are. Espinoza looking to extend the inning. The runner's going. No throw down to second base. So a stolen base for Bittner, and that puts another runner in scoring position for the Seals. And the pitch. Again, the Packers coming off a CCL championship, their second consecutive championship. 40-10, most wins in the CCL, the best record for the third consecutive year if you take out that shortened COVID season. Swung on and missed, and the righty is able to get out of the jam, and not before an RBI.
Ladies and gentlemen, as you look out at the outfield bench, you'll see 37 different banners that represent an ongoing number of sponsors that support the Healdsburg Fruit Packers. We could not pull this off without their support. So tip of the cap to all of our 2023 sponsors. We proudly have their banners on the fence. Thank you, sponsors.
He's not. I'm gonna see this thing.
Leading off the bottom of the third inning for Washington State, third baseman number 6, Joey Kramer.
Back here for the bottom half of the third inning as Joey Kramer takes the plate. Steps up to the plate, an RBI double back in the first inning. There's a big swing out to left. Rushi's going back at the track, and he has a play on that makes the catch for out number 1. Joey Kramer,
Right next to UC Berkeley, left fielder number 28.
Schultz. 11, nearly had his first on that swing. The ball dropped just short on the outfield fence at the warning track. Peyton Schultz now at the plate, struck out back in the first. First pitch, swung on and popped up on the infield. Now the first baseman Espinoza runs over and makes the catch.
Batting first baseman for the Packers, number 23, Connor Sharpio.
Sharpio walks back in the first inning. He'll be a junior in the fall, still undecided after spending his previous 2 seasons at Santa Rosa JC. Take strike 1. Azevedo, who worked around some control issues in the first 2 innings, and a Schultz pop-up in the infield. Again, looking at this team's success in terms of the Packers the past couple of seasons, since Joey Gomes took over in 2016, this team has a .777 win percentage, 237 and 68 losses and 1 tie. State champions back-to-back seasons, state runners-up back in 2019, and state runner-ups as well back in 2017. Pitch taken in the count now 3-1. one of the things that really separates Gomes' club from some of the other collegiate league teams, not just in the CCL but around the country, this team gets here real early. They get here at 1 p.m. for a 6 p.m. game as the pitcher's taking first strike. The assistant coach, Max Schuthia, as well as the pitching coach, Jared Noonan, and of course Joey Gomes, get here. They start doing defensive drills at 1 p.m. They have hitting seminars at 2 p.m. with Coach Gomes. They work on their batting stance, and then, of course, the pitchers get their work in with Coach Noonan. 3-2. Chop slowly in front of home plate. The pitcher has it, throws to first in time. So a 1-2-3 inning, the first of the game for Azevedo.
Well, it's only been done once in the history of baseball. But in this day of baseball history, 1938, Johnny Vandermeer, the Cincinnati Reds, no-hitter. Again, a record that still stands today. It's only happened once in all of baseball history. Johnny Vandermeer, second consecutive no-hitter, 1938. The top of the fourth inning for the Seals from William and Married, DH number 13, Gavin Ducker.
Back here for the top half of the fourth inning, 4, 5, and 6 still up for the Seals. Ducker, Soto, and Moultrie. Ducker, the first base runner to reach for the Seals back in the second inning before scoring the first run of the game back in the third. An RBI single from Bittner ties this game up at 1. Dylan Day, the Santa Rosa native, back on the hill for inning number 4 for the Packers. 1-0 is taken for a strike. Going back, talking a little bit about the early work that Coach Gomes and his team does. Those guys are hitting, he said, 3 times a day. The team has the pregame workout I mentioned, and overall, whether it's a road game or home game, for the road games will go up to his hitting facility and hit there before. And the count now 2-2. And he said with all the prep work they do, he said, it's like 9 dogs are going onto the field, and when the leash comes off, they can have at it. It's all about the prep up to the game, and it's the work they do before the game that really sets them up for success. Gomes, according to Gomes, is the count now 2-2.
I have no choice. Right.
2-2. Just inside, the count moves to full. Ducker looking to reach base for the second time today. That one's yanked out to center field. Now Leopard coming in and makes the catch.
Not bad from CSU. Soto.
First pitch, swung on and fly out to right field. Playable for Nickens. He makes the catch for out number 2.
Back next from San Jose State, right fielder, number 10, Elijah Moultrie.
Moultrie was the fourth strikeout victim for Day, coming back in the second. Taken to strike one. And the pitch. Moves the count to 0-2. Another thing Gomes really stresses is the importance of timeout. 5 hours before the game. It's really important for these guys to block out a certain amount of time and really stay committed to what they're trying to do. They want to be at the right place at the right time at the same time every single day. 1-2. Straight down the left field line. That one was smacked. Schultz looks up and that one is gone. It wasn't a question if it was going to be far enough. The question was whether it was going to be fair or foul. And Elijah Moultrie gives the Seals a 2-1 lead here in the fourth.
Right next from Louisiana Shreveport, left fielder number 19, Eric Luchis.
So 2-1 Seals thanks to the Moultrie home run. Now Lucci's at the plate. First pitch. Inner part of the plate for a strike. And on the San Jose State website, according to the website, the baseball page, he has not had a collegiate at with a big home run here in college summer ball for Moultrie. Lucci's takes ball one. One-two count, 2 down here in the fourth. Solo shot from Moultrie gives the Seals a 2-1 lead after the Packers scored one. A little bit like yesterday in the sense where the Packers went on top early and they got in a lull in those mid-innings. That remains to be seen in terms at the plate in innings 4, 5, and 6 what they'll do. 2-2 pitch. Straight foul down the third base side. Dylan Day, a graduate of Santa Rosa High School, was not just a baseball star. He lettered in basketball with honorable mention as a sophomore. That one's taken inside, and that's a walk, a 2-out walk for Lucci's.
Back next for DBC, catcher number 6, Chris Seed.
First walk allowed by the righty Day today. 1 on, 2 outs for Seed. Warren walked 4 yesterday over just under 5 innings. Day has had control, again striking out 6 and only walking 1. Seed popped up foul to the first baseman Sharpio back in the second, or in the third. And the 1-0. Chopped off the leg. Seed hobbling around after that one. Again, on top of the pack. We're on a cloudy Wednesday afternoon. Fourth inning, it was a RBI single from Bittner back in the third, and now a solo shot from Moultrie here in the fourth. And it was a Kramer RBI double for the Packers in their lone run so far.
How much longer?
1 on, 2 outs. Swing and a miss.
I was putting it to the bottom of the fourth.
Now 1 and 2.
To the bottom of the fourth? Yeah. just doing like the little thing at the bottom.
Just keeping the spoon.
Lucci's off of first, and the pitch.
Just take that off.
Top foul down the third base side.
So, because everyone sees this pretty busy.
He said he'd take me.
Day sets, and the 1-2. Worked out to shallow right field, excuse me, in the infield, and that one's a play from Fraser for out number 3.
Ladies and gentlemen, before we started our game, it was great to welcome
Solo shot for Moultrie.
the Grand Marshal of the second annual Love Wins in Windsor Festival, accompanied by David Opperman, co-chair of the Windsor Pride Festival, the second annual Love Wins Festival in Windsor, celebrating Pride Month here in June. And of course, you go down to the festival and work your way back to have a great baseball game right here in Healdsburg at 6 o'clock on Saturday night. So, day baseball at night this Saturday.
Just turn off this one. Yeah, I'll check this out.
Declan said he might be able to make it back at some point.
Okay. Is that other person coming? Is the other person coming?
Yeah, where is he?
I don't know. Thank you for your help. I appreciate it.
That's the new guy? I don't know what his name is, but one of his
If I find him, I'll send him over here. But yeah, if you have to go, just take the score off. And then it'll be fine.
Thank you for helping.
Leading off at the bottom of the fourth inning for the Prune Packers, University of Houston, right fielder.
Cameron Nickens now at the plate. Nickens popped up in his first at-bat back in the first inning. Pitch taken inside. Acevedo back on the hill, the right-hander from Jessup College. Out back. Packers playing from behind for the first time today. Only one hit for Healdsburg, and that came on the RBI double from Kramer back in the first. Only one, that hits Nickens square in the back.
Bobbing University of Houston, Kimball Schussler.
After a 1-2-3 inning from the right-hander Acevedo, control getting out of hand once again. He's walked 4, now hit 1. Schussler at the plate, pulled out the right field in his first at-bat. So the Houston product, Nickens on first, and now the Texas native and University of Texas product, Schussler at the plate. Sprayed foul down the first base side and out of play. Again, the third season for the Packers for Schussler, hit 288 last season and hit 297 back in the summer of 2021. Taken outside and Sieg with a nice stop. And he seems to be tweaking up a bit after uncomfortable. So Sieg was doing a nice job behind the plate in terms of throwing out one runner. Kramer over at third. A nice block there, but he took the worst of it. And I think that hit him in a place where the sun don't shine. So you got to feel for Chris Seed as we take a moment here as he gets back to his feet. Kufler at the plate as the Packers trail 2-1. Again yesterday with a 6-5 win thanks to some late inning dramatics from Alex Leopard and company. The 3-run shot propelled the Prune Packers to an opening night victory. Looks like Steve will stay in the game. Give him a lot of credit. That has to hurt. Shakes it off and assumes this place behind home. A high pop-up in the first baseman Espinoza able to make the catch for out number 1.
From St. Mary's College, DH, number 7, Blake McDonald.
Now McDonald at the plate. Walked back in the second inning. McDonald also a 3-time Prune Packer. Hit 364 back in 2021, which is 3rd on the team. And then back in 2022 hit 246 and was tied for 3rd on the team with 6 home runs. Pitch taken outside, throw down to first, and a nice pick by the first baseman Espinoza. Yesterday we saw a few defensive miscues from the Trojans early on, but so far not the case from the San Francisco Seals. For the first win of the season after starting out 0-3. Pitch fouled back. Last time the teams played, it was a shutout victory for the Packers, a 12-0 win in July of 2022. Swing and a miss, it's now 1-2. Hayden Bogarski, who we saw coming in relief yesterday, got the start with 4 shutout innings, had 6 strikeouts. Blake McDonald, who's at the plate, had a pair of walks and a pair of runs in that win. Now, all time, the Packers have had a lot of success against the Seals. You look at the past 2 seasons, for 11 consecutive innings, dating back to today's game, or dating back to last season, that was ripped out the left field. Dating back to last season,
batting instruments on JC center fielder, number 11, Alex
had shut out the
Leopard.
Seals, erased that number back in the 3rd inning with their first run in 13 innings against the Prune Packers. So 2-1 and 1 out for Alex Leopard. Leopard comes up for the 2nd time today with a runner on. Of the evening for the Prune Packers. Swing and a miss. Nickens over at second following the hit by pitch and a single from McDonald. Packers 4-0 against last season and 7-0 in the past 2 seasons. Looking to extend that streak, looking to tie the game and take the lead with 2 runners on. The tying run at second, the go-ahead run at first. Fly ball into center. Scanavino originally went in, but makes the catch drifting out. Now the runner tagging and a good tag up from Nickens over the second, a heads-up play, puts runners out the corners.
Batting for the Prune Packers, second baseman number 3, Hideki Prater.
So a long fly out for Leopard, 400 to center field, Hit that one pretty deep, but not deep enough. That's out number 2. And now the Clemson product, the rookie Fraser at the plate. Again, he'll be a freshman in the fall for the Clemson Tigers. At Campo Lindo High School in Moraga, California, 461, 5 homers, 27 RBIs in the spring. Count now 1-0. Has a great eye at the plate as well, primarily a catcher, and it shows at the plate 17 walks and 10 strikeouts on the season back in the spring. 1-0 inside, and it's 2-0. Prather said he chose Clemson. Really liked the coaching staff. Was looking at a few other Power 5 schools, but ultimately Clemson was his choice. Looked at Stanford as well. He said he didn't get to catch much of the regional games between Clemson and the 3 other teams, but he did catch the unfortunately, if you're a Clemson fan, the loss to the Tennessee Volunteers in that 14-inning affair, 13 or 14 innings, in that loss where both teams were undefeated in the regional to advance. (3-1) up high. It's a
Washington State. And Kyle Russell.
5 walks from Azevedo. Kyle Russell now at the plate. And it looks like the Seals may be going to their bullpen. This one, 2 on, 3 on, and 2 outs. And the Seals trying to buy as much time as now the reliever will be coming in. A bit of a delay there. So Azevedo's evening is done after 3 2/3.
Pitch number 32 from Hamilton College, Jared Sawyer.
Gave up 2 hits. And we'll take a quick break and tell you all about the new pitcher as you're watching Prune Packers Baseball on the Prune Packers Baseball Network.
And once again, ladies and gentlemen, number 10, Kyle Russell.
Back here on the Prune Packers Baseball Network as Jared Sawyer, the new pitcher. So exit Azevedo and enter Sawyer. Azevedo's evening is done after giving up 2 hits, 3 2/3 innings, 1 earned run, 5 walks, and 5 Ks. He's responsible for McDonald over at first and Nickens at third. Sawyer stands in at 5'10", 180. From Fullerton College made 9 appearances back in the spring, 12 in the north of a 5 ERA, along with 5 strikeouts. 0-1. That one misses way outside, and the count now 1-1. Sawyer from Tracy, California, attended Tracy High School. One. Dropped over to third base. And Filio tags third for out number 3. So the Packers leave him low there. Prune Packers Baseball Network.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow night we have the Solano Mudcats coming to town, our first league game. And after that, on Friday and Saturday night, the West Coast Kings come to town. And of course, Sunday at noon, the Lincoln Potters come to town. Another 4. Prune Packers versus Mudcats, Kings, and Potters.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Off the top of the 5th inning for the Seals from St. Mary's High School, center fielder number 5, Gary Scanavino.
Back here for the top half of the 5th inning, it's 9-1-2 due up for the Seals. Scanavino, Gilio, and Bittner. Third came around to score. Two-1 Seals as we head to the 5th inning. And the pitch swung on in the half swing for strike 1. Dylan Day back on the hill for the 5th inning of action. He's allowed 3 hits, 2 runs, and 3 men have been left on base. Swing and a miss. Quickly an 0-2 count to the 9-hole hitter. Pitch. Popped down the first base side out of play. Sharpio has a play on it. Makes a catch. So, in play. Out of the line of play. That was a foul ball for out number 1.
Now batting Georgetown, third baseman number 17, Austin Giglio.
Gilio at the plate, 0 for 2 with a strikeout back in the 3rd. Day has not recorded a strikeout in the past inning in the 3rd. Gave up a solo shot to Moultrie and left 1 man on back in the 4th. The Georgetown product swings and misses, and it's 0-2. And the 0-2. Swing and a miss. High beat from the right-hander Day. The 7th strike.
Bittner.
Bittner at the plate had the big RBI single to tie the game in the 3rd. Also stole second. And the pitch taken outside. It's now 1-0. Pitch fouled back. Now 1-1. 2 up for the Prune Packers in the bottom half. It's 2, 3, and 4 in the lineup. Kramer, Schultz, and Sharpio. So an excellent opportunity for the Packers to look to tie the game up. They left them loaded in the bottom half of the 4th inning. And after allowing 12 runs to be left on. Back in the first game, they left on 6 themselves. They left 6 on yesterday, so they've matched their total from opening night. 2-1. It's in time. There were 1, 2, 3 innings per day, 5 strong innings, but looking for some run support. As we head to the bottom half of the 5th inning, you're watching Prune Packers.
All over the country, 35 different hometowns, over 20 universities, and they all come into Healdsburg, and a tremendous number of people open up their homes to these young athletes. We can't thank enough to all of our host families. Thank you, host families 2023. Fantastic. Leading off, Washington State University, third baseman number 6, Joey Kramer.
Back here on the Prune Packers Baseball Network, Joey Kramer at the plate. The lone RBI of the Packers back in the first inning. Flew out to left on a hard hit ball for out number 1 back in the first. So Jared Sawyer, the right-hander who relieved Azevedo, in for a second inning of action. Retired the last hitter Russell as the Packers left them loaded in the fourth. To strike out 5 and only give up 1 run on 2 hits for the Prune Packers. Count now 2-0. This is a Prune Packers offense that last season was first in the CCL in average, home runs, and on-base percentage. So a potent offense, at least last year and the previous years, thanks to the hitting guru Joey Gomes. His brother Johnny, of course, a Major League veteran, played on the Oakland A's as well.
Peyton Schultz.
Also came over at the trade deadline to Oakland back in 2014. Played on the Red Sox, was drafted by the Rays, drafted a year earlier than Joey. They were drafted by the same team. Joey said he didn't expect that. He always knew there was a chance that he would get drafted to the Devil Rays, but it's out of your control. At the time, they were the Devil Rays, as Joey was drafted in 2002. They both admitted that Joey was the better player, of course, was drafted in the 8th round, and Johnny was drafted a little later on, so they were surprised that Johnny was the first one to get drafted out of college into the MLB. Count now 2-0, with Schultz at the plate. 0 for 2. And the 2-0. Ripped into left field for a base hit. So Kramer advances to second. Schultz over at first.
Batting for the Prune Packers, first baseman number 23, Connor Sharpio.
Only the 3rd hit on the evening for the Packers. 2 on, no outs for Sharpio. 0 for 1 with a walk in the first. And the pitch, taken for a strike. Sawyer last game back on May 12th for Fullerton College. A 9-3 loss to LA Valley, went 4 1/3 innings, gave up 4 hits and 2 earned runs. 0-1. It's low, it's now 1-1. Cameron Nickens, the Houston product, on deck, batting fifth for the Prune Packers in his Healdsburg debut. The 1-1. Back to second, and he's out. A double play. Double play. Now the race is the base runner at second, but still one on for the Prune Packers.
That's
The heads-up play and a nice play by the
right fielder 21, Cameron Nickens.
The big two outs for the right-handed Sawyer, and now Nickens at the plate. 0 for 1 with a hit-by pitch back in the fourth. It's Nickens square in the bag. So a hit-by pitch back in the fourth, hit him at about the same place.
University of Texas, catcher number 8, Usler.
Runners back on first and second for the Prune Packers. Schusler looking for his first hit of the night. 2 on, 2 outs. It's 2 on Seals here in the fifth. And the pitch. Taken for a strike. Schusler looking for his first hit as a Prune Packer here in 2023. And the count now moves to 1-1. Kramer began the inning with a walk and got to second on the single from Schultz, and then was erased on second on the 5-4 double play from Sharpio. Consecutive inning, reaches first via the hit-by pitch. The Seals looking for their first win over the Packers in over 2 years, and as far as the schedule shows, it goes back to 2021, so for all we could know, hopefully the first one ever in Seals history against the Packers. And I should say the first win is that one skips off the catcher Steve and all the way to the backstop, so now second and third for the Packers. The first time 85 when they rebranded as a college baseball summer team. I'll get more into that in the next half inning. The Seals, of course, I don't want to say of course, a storied franchise in the PCL. It was a minor league affiliate until the San Francisco Giants moved in the 50s out west. Dialed back in the count now, 3-2. A big pitch coming from the righty Sawyer. Runners on second and third, with Schultz over at third, and 3-2, 2 on, 2 outs, with the Seals leading 2-1. Three-two pitch. Back. 3-2 pitch. Outside. And the bases back loaded for the Packers. This time for
Now
Blake
batting for St.
McDonald.
Mary's College, DH number 7, Blake McDonald.
Second consecutive inning, the bases are loaded for the Prune Packers. Last time the inning ended with a ground out from Kyle Russell. And Blake McDonald will look to avoid the same fate. Acevedo went 3 2/3 innings, gave up 2 hits and an earned run. Now Sawyer in the game. Dylan Day, the starter for the Prune Packers, on 5 strong innings. That one's fly out to left field. Coming in is Lucchese, who makes the catch for out number 3. So once again, the Packers leave them loaded, and we head to the 6th inning.
Well, all of Major League history, over 300 no-hitters were thrown. On this day in baseball history, there were 3 of them. 1970, Doc Ellis of the Pirates pitched a no-hitter. 2008, Jared Weaver throws a no-hitter. And in 2010, Roy Halladay of the Phillies pitches a perfect game against the Marlins. These days in baseball history. Coming to pitch for the Prune Packers from University of Nevada, Reno, number 25, Morgan White.
If I can't go to heaven, bury me in a neon grave. Carve my name in a honky-tonk headstone right there where I live. Let that whisper on my soul.
New pitcher on the hill for the Packers. It's Morgan White, the right-hander from Nevada, the University of Nevada. He's made multiple stops, also played college ball at Seattle and Portland. He's the number one reliever from Nevada back in the spring. 24 appearances, scoring through the 4.54 ERA, which was best among on Nevada. Just under 40 innings pitched, led all relievers with 45 strikeouts as well. Only gave up 3 homers, and opponents hit just under 330 against him. So exit Gay and enter White as Gay's evening is done. 5 innings, 4 hits, 2 earned runs, only 1 walk and 7 strikeouts.
Bring out the top of the 6th inning for the Seals from San Jose State. First base number 20, Steven Espinosa.
The Packers at the plate, they stranded 9 through the first 5 innings. The Seals lead 2-1 over the Packers. 3-4-5 drew up for the Seals. It's Espinosa. As I mentioned last happening, the Seals are a storied franchise, again, being revived as a college summer team in 1985. That one sliced up the middle for a base hit. Not the way White was looking to start his outing for a leadoff single for Espinosa. Now Ducker at the plate. But a lot of history between the Seals and the Prune Packers.
From Hartnell College, number 4, Jackson Stahl.
Clarence Navarra, who this grandstand here at Rec Park is actually named after he helped raise over $500,000 for Rec Park in the early 2000s. Once threw a home run derby to Dolph Camilli, who was a 1941 MVP in the NL for the Brooklyn Dodgers. Swing and a miss. And he was facing Lefty O'Dole, who at that time was the San Francisco Seals manager, and this all went down in Gillsburg right here at Rec Park. So it was the Seals O'Dole as the home run contender for the Seals, and then of course it was Camilli for the Packers. 2 former major leaguers going at it, and it was in front of about 2,000 fans. That was back in August of 1951. It was an exhibition between the Packers and the Seals, where the Prune Packers ended up winning 4-3. And now a throw back down to first, Schuessler, a heads-up throw. It's not in time, as Espinosa is able to scamper back.
Top batting number 22 for the Seals.
So after the strikeout, now Soto at the plate. Or, excuse me, we have a pinch hitter. outside. Now a throw down to second. It's not in time. So Espinoza steals second, and a runner in scoring position for the Seals. Well, unfortunately, on the Seals roster, we do not have a number 22 listed, so we're not exactly sure who's at the plate, but I do know Soto is not at the plate. So Soto's day is done after going 0 for 2 with a strikeout back in the second. White working on top of the hill with the runner off of second. Foul back. And going back to that story between the home run derby contest of Lefty O'Dole for the Seals and Dolph Camilli of the Brooklyn Dodgers, but then playing with the Prune Packers, Prune Navarro said that Dolph Camilli told him just to throw him fast, helping them right out of here. Hit a couple, and of course, not only did the Packers win that game, they also won the home run derby. And it was the first time Navarro said that anyone had hit 4 home runs off of him in one game. Navarro, who, again, lived in the Healdsburg area for quite some time, pitched for the Packers back in the 1950s. Navarro also played ball at Cal Berkeley. And the interesting thing is on the broadcasting side, Notre Dame football announcer and Bay Area native Ernie Smith, who was most well known for his broadcasting, when water polo field for a base hit, Espinoza rounding third, and a play at the plate, not in time. So an RBI single, and Soto on the throw advances to second, or excuse me, our mystery hitter advances to second. Once again, Soto is being fourth. It's now 3-1
University number 1, Rex.
So it's now 3-1, the Seals lead, with Espinoza scoring from second on the single. Maltry at the plate, or excuse me, another pinch hitter, as Brexton Clubb is at the plate. Nazarene University, hometown Peoria, Arizona, home of the San Diego Padres and the Seattle Mariners spring training complex. Swung on and missed. One on, one out, with the Seals leading 3-1 here in the 6th inning. The Packers have left 9 runners on through the first 5. 1-1. The 1-2.
Seals, number 19, Eric Luchis.
So 2 strikeouts for White, but he's also allowed 2 singles. Lucci's at the plate. First pitch misses outside. Going back to Ernie Smith, the Bay Area native, was an Olympic gold medalist in water polo and was actually the first ever water skier. He was an MC for that event back in the 1950s in that exhibition, which happened before the game. Ernie Smith, quite the interesting guy, known in the booth as a broadcaster, but also the first ever water skier. And the 2-0, taken for a strike. One on, 2 out, and the pitch, swing and a miss, and the count now 2-2. Seals lead 3-1 over the Packers here in the 6th inning. Just like yesterday, the Prune Packers took a 1-0 lead early. Yesterday, they took a 3-0 lead early and then failed to score in the middle innings. 2-2. high outside. The count moves full. Louise is 0 for 1 with a walk back in the fourth. Chris Sieg, who's had an eventful day behind the plate, is due up. He's 0 for 2 on the day. And the full hit, the full count, taken high. Now runners on first and second for the Seals. Now, according to Cole Brodnansky, of course, he feels for Prune Packer, every team is allowed to have one player on it that is a non-college player. And it's interesting, or a senior that was a senior back in the spring. And Morgan White, who was a fifth-year senior for Nevada back in the spring, gotta wonder if he's that player, if he's going on to play some more college ball. Again, he's made stops at 3 different schools. He's at the University of Nevada, Reno, here in 2023. Back in 2022, 12-7, and he went 2-2. And also was with Seattle back in 2021. And before that, his first school was Portland. Chris Sieg at the plate, count now 2-1. And it's interesting because mentioning that with talking with Brodnansky before the game, Brodnansky is out of college, so he seems to be that one player who is not on a college team and is able to play for a team in the CCL. So you have to assume that Morgan White will be going back to school wherever that may be for a 6th college season. 3-1. Outside. And now the bases are full for the Seals. Back-to-back walks from White. And Scanavino, the 9-hole hitter, now at the plate.
Now batting for the Seals, the number 8, Trey Brooks.
Will be a pinch hitter for the Seals. Trey Brooks, who attends San Jose State University, was a sophomore there back in the spring, now at the plate. Big spot for White. First pitch, cut on and missed for strike 1. Bases loaded. 0-1, 2 outs. Packers down 2. And the pitch. Out back. Big pitch coming from the right-hander White. Trying to work out of a bases-loaded jam after already giving up 1 in this inning. 0-2 pitch. Sharply hit to the shortstop Russell. Tosses the second for 1. And that will do it. An out-performing RBI double from Soto gives the Seals a 3-1 lead.
Ladies and gentlemen, they're here to celebrate their end of the year success as a season. The Windsor Seals under-8 softball team is joining us tonight. They've played a great season, only 1 loss. Big round of applause for the Windsor Seals under-8 softball team. The end of the year celebration right here at Prune Packer game. Fantastic. And just to let you know, at the end of the 7th inning, our beer sales come to a close. According to the guidelines that we follow, at the end of the 7th inning, no more beer can be sold. Bottom of the sixth inning for the Packers against RJC. Center field number 11, Alex Leopard.
As Alex Leopard, yesterday's hero for the Healdsburg Team Packers, comes to the plate. Had the go-ahead 3-run home run out to right field to get Healdsburg a 6-5 win over the Surgeons. But today they're down 3-1. Once again, he's coming up with his team down 2 runs. Down 2 runs. Takes high for ball 1. 0 for 1 with a walk back in the second. New pitcher on the hill, it's now Carson Leone, the right-hander out of Fresno City College in Clovis, California. 1-0. So Sawyer went 1 1/3 innings, gave up 1 hit and a pair of walks. Healdsburg trails 3-1 here in the 6th. Count to Leopard. And now the pitch. Taken inside, it's a leadoff walk, worked by Leopard, and second free pass of the day.
Second baseman number 3, Hideki Prather.
Now Prather at the plate, he walked in his last plate. Now for this day's edition of Packers and the Pros, big 4th round draft pick out of the 2017 from the Phillies, now with the AAA Mariners organization, the Tacoma Rainiers in AAA. From San Mateo, he attended Santa Rosa JC before becoming an All-American at the University of Houston, where Nichols, who is tonight's right fielder, plays. Shiner is hitting .545, 4 homers, 15 RBIs. In the most recent 3 games, he's coming off missing different weeks. And a diving play by Gilio for out number 1. So an excellent play by the third baseman, the second good play.
Batting from Washington State, shortstop number 10, Kyle Russell.
Shiner is 3rd in all of Major League Baseball. 17 home runs, and I certainly wouldn't be surprised to see him make his MLB debut real soon. Now Russell at the plate. At first, Prather lined out to 3rd after a nice play by the third baseman Gilio. Rexton Club now playing 2nd, replacing Soto in the field. We believe there are 2 other defensive changes, but not sure exactly who, as of course the 2 pinch hitters most likely came out. Pitch misses high. And the 1-1. Up high inside, it's now 2-1. Down the first base side, now 2-2. Off speed, a perfect pitch down the heart of the plate. Strike 3 ball.
Bobbin, Washington State, third baseman number 6, Joey Kramer.
Now Kramer at the plate. 1 for 2 with a walk and an RBI double. The Packers only 2 hits in the past 4 2/3 innings. Left 9 runners on base. Kramer looks at the first pitch and the ball skips away from Sieg. Down to second. It was Leopard. I believe Sieg is no longer in the game, but again, we do not have someone else behind the plate for the Seals. Pitch is into center. Now coming on and making the catch with Scanavino, went back for a second, but came in and made the catch for out number 3. So the Packers scram to get another runner, and we head to the 7th inning with the Packers in need of some runs. They trail 3-1 to the Seals here on the Prune Packers Baseball Network.
Packer fans, the second annual Prune Packer Golf Tournament happening on Friday, June 23rd at Windsor Golf Club. One of our great fundraisers. A lot of great fun put on by Andrew Vaughn's dad and a bunch of the supporters for the Prune Packers. We do even have a chance to have some of the Prune Packer players get involved. It's on a Friday morning, and we have a game that night, June 23rd on Friday, the second annual Prune Packer Golf Tournament. Leading off, number 21 for the Seals, Louis Coca.
Back here to the top half of the 7th inning. And the Seals lead the Packers 3-1. So Ashton Gillio will not be hitting this time around. It will be Louis Coca instead. Coca, the infielder from Canada College. He's from Stillwater, Oklahoma. That one's fouled back. Count 1-2 as the 1-2. White back on the hill. Dylan's able to walk 1-7, but allowed 4 hits and 2 runs. Right now, that second run proving to be the difference. Two-two pitch. Strike 3 call. Third strikeout of the
Now batting, number 11, Kyle Abbott.
Kyle Abbott replaced in the 2-hole. Pitch taken for a strike. 0-1. Big swing and a miss. Abbott from Eckerd College. Lives in... And the pitch, swing and a miss. Florida, a nice little town on the coast of Florida.
Now batting number 20.
Actually, kind of like an island
Steven
town.
Espinoza.
Kind of like its own little town. Beautiful place, but he strikes out for out number 2. Four strikeouts now for White, and Espinoza at the plate. Giving up 2 hits and 1 run in the 6th. He struck out the opening 2 batters here in the 7th. The 0-1. Nice pick from Schuessler. And a ball. Or taken for a strike, excuse me. 0-2, 2 outs. The Packers trail by 2. 0-2 from White. And it's taken in the dirt for ball 1. Espinoza, a pair of strikeouts and a single, and the run scored along with the stolen base back in the 6th. The 1-2 offering. 2. Delivery. This is inside. Count runs full. Gavin Ducker on deck, looking for a second hit of the Jackson Stahl on deck. (3-2). Barkley hit foul down the third base side. 3-2, 2 outs. As the Packers trail by 2. It's 3-1 here in the 7th. 3-2 on the way. Baltimore chop over the Fraser. Takes another odd hop and blooped into center field. An unlucky break for the Packers and Prather, as that one took a huge hop at the last second and over the glove of the second baseman and into center field.
Down batting number 4, Jackson Stahl.
We'll await the scoring decision, but regardless, Espinoza over at first. Jackson Stahl at the plate. And the pitch outside, runner going, throw down to second, on the money inside. Great throw from the catcher's pitcher, and they head to the bottom half of the 7th. Maybe a little momentum for the Packers.
Well, that play, time to get up on your feet, ladies and gentlemen. The song has been around for well over 100 years. Of course, it's called Take Me Out to the Ball Game, so love to have you sing along. Here we go. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jack. I don't care if I ever get back at us. Root for the Packers. If they don't win, it's a shame. For it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game. Hey, good job. Call for the beer ends at the end of the 7th inning. Last call. Off the bottom of the 7th inning for the Prune Packers using Berkeley, number 28, Peyton Schultz.
Peyton Schultz of the Cal Golden Bears at the plate. The Packers, just like yesterday, as I said, they're running out of outs, only 9 more to go. They're down 3-1. They scored back in the first, and they've only had 2 hits since then. So very similar to yesterday in terms of the Packers offense going quiet in those middle innings. Taken for a strike. 3 hits, 1 for 3 with a single back in the 5th, and was stranded on 3rd as the Packers left the bases loaded. The 0-1. Outside. Schultz had a nice season for UC Berkeley. 7 homers, 39 RBIs back in the spring. He was 4th on the team with 18 walks. To those 18 free passes. Pitch ripped down the third base side. Nice play by the third baseman Coca. Throws the first in time. And with that said, Coca now playing third base, replacing Gillio and Abbey.
23, Connor Sharpio.
Sharpio at the plate, grounded into a 5-4 double play thanks to a nice play by the then third baseman Gillio. Pitch taken high for a ball. Nice looping breaking ball on the count, now 1-1. Well, we talked about the San Francisco Seals history here at Healdsburg's rec park, but the Seals had a rec park of their own. We go back to the 1950s and the early 1900s, of course, when this team started playing. They became charter members of the PCL, the Pacific Coast League, in 1903. Later, and again, they were the premier team in San Francisco until the Giants came to town in 1957. 1-1, taken for a strike. There were no baseball teams west of St. Louis during the first half of the 20th century, and no televised games either, so people were eager to see the Seals. They drew nearly 800,000 fans back in 1948, and it said that some of their stadium attendance was greater than some MLB teams. Fly ball into shallow right field. 3 fielders giving chase, but Mulder is the one to make the catch.
Better next from the University of Houston, number 21, Cameron Nickens.
The Seals played an over 200-game season. They had longer seasons because the weather allowed for it, and often those players for the Seals were paid higher than MLB salaries. Their first winning season came in 1905. Again, they went 125 and 120, so over 200 games played due to the nice weather. As that one's grounded over to the third baseman, Coca. And in time, a nice play by Espinoza. And we head to the top half of the 8th inning. 1-2-3 go the Packers. They're down 3-1. You're watching Prune Packers baseball on the Prune Packers.
Little State Baseball history, 2013, Albert Pujols becomes the first player in Major League history to hit home runs 499 and 500 in the same game. 2 years later, Albert would hit his 535th career home run, passing Jimmy Fox for 17th place on the all-time list. Old Albert Pujols. Coming in pitch for the Prune Packers, University of New Mexico, Brian McBroom.
All's my life I has to fight.
end it, and you just change the score to end the inning.
Starting off the top of the 8th inning for the Seals, number 4, Jackson Stahl.
Appreciate it, thank you. Back here in the top half of the 8th inning is Jackson Stahl. Pinch hitter for Gavin Checker. Takes the plate. His last at-bat was abruptly ended after Espinoza was caught stealing. And the pitch, chopped off the chest protector of Schussler and trickles down the first base side. And that one's gotta hurt. The catcher is really taking a beating tonight. First it was Sieg, now Schussler behind the plate for Healdsburg. Prune, the new pitcher from the University of New Mexico, now on the hill, relieving Morgan White. Nick Prune from Oakley, California, stands in at 6'0", 180, went to Freedom High School. Appeared in 25 games for the Lobos, 4-2 with a 5.53 ERA in 40 innings. That one's hit the other way. A sliding play by making up for the unlucky play back in the 7th. With a nice sliding play here in the 8th.
Batting next, number 22 for the Seals.
And the unknown 22 steps up to the plate. Whoever number 22 was, with an RBI double back in the 6th. That was the Seals' third run as they. Going back to some more San Francisco Seals history, again they won 125 and 120 for their first winning season way back in 1905. Jimmy Whalen led the PCL and the amount of wins that a lot of the pitchers are getting now in the MLB. And they stocked the roster with a lot of local talent like the DiBaggio brothers, Joe, Vincent, and Dom, of course. Joe being the most prominent of them, Hall of Famer for the New York Yankees. And I mentioned they played in their own rec park. It was named Rec Park. In 8th in San Francisco until the great earthquake of 1906 destroyed that ballpark. 1-1. Outside and low now, 2-1. They built Rec Park number 2 a year later at the corner of 14th in Valencia, and they played there until the new Seals Stadium, as it was called, was built in 1931. 2-1. Baltimore chop. Coming in as the third baseman, Kramer throws the first. That one's in foul. Back-to-back sparkling defensive plays for the Packers. 2 down here in the 8th.
Now batting for the Seals, number 1, Brexton Clubb.
So the Packers flashing a little leather here in Game 2 of the season. Brexton Clubb at the plate. And the pitch taken for a strike. Clubb struck out back in the 6th inning. No ball, 1 strike pitch is swung on for strike 2. Well, the game going eerily similar to last night's game where the Packers trailed by 2 in the 8th, and it will be Schussler, McDonald, and Leopard, just like last night, 6, 7, and 8, due up for the Packers. 0-2. Swing and a miss. So McBroom comes in and fans one. Leaves none on, thanks to some sparkling.
The Packers have a great relationship with the city of Healdsburg and the Community Service Department. Great supporters of the Prune Packers, and they continue today. All sorts of good things starting to happen with the support of the city and the Community Service Department. Timmy the Cap, the city of Healdsburg. Great job as partners. Seals, number 15, Jason Hartwig. Leading off, bottom of the 8th inning, the University of Texas, number 8, Kimball Schusler.
Schusler, who's been taking a beating behind the plate tonight, will lead off to the bottom of the 8th for the Packers. If you're just joining us, it's 3-1 Seals. Started the scoring back in the first with an RBI double from Kramer, but since then they've been held scoreless and only 2 hits since that first inning. First pitch taken for a ball. Kyle Bittner, who has since been pinch hit for, had an RBI single in the 3rd. And Gary Scanavino, was the one to score after the double. Into left field, and the leadoff man on for the Packers.
Batting for St. Mary's College, number 7, Blake McDonald.
And it was an RBI double in the 6th from Arthur Soto. And also a solo shot back in the 4th, which now proves to be the go-ahead run from Elijah Moultrie. The first home run here at the second home run hit here at Rec Park this summer, and the first by a visiting player. Schusler at first following the leadoff single. McDonald at the plate. Pitch taken outside, now 2-0. He's reached base twice today, a walk in the 2nd and a single in the 4th. Jackson Hartwick, the new pitcher after Carson Leone, went 2 hitless innings. A fly ball into right, Moultrie going back, and he makes the catch just in front of the warning track for out number 1.
Right now for the Prune Packers, Miss Our
has a chance to tie the game, not take the lead here in the 8th like he did yesterday. He's reached base twice through the free pass today. He has a big opportunity here for the Pack. 3-1 Seals lead. Schusler at first following the leadoff single. Prather on deck. And the pitch. Ball 1. After last night's game, Leopard, it's a great place, it's a great atmosphere, and he's honored to play for the Prune Packers. 1-0. Take it for a strike. He said he's played here before, but not as a Packer. Says the fans always come out and support their home team. From Sebastopol, California. And the pitch, taken just outside, it's 2-1. Leopard, an on-base machine at Santa Rosa JC back in the spring, reached base at a .420 clip. 6.14 ERA. Slams that one into right field, but once again playable for Moultrie. And at the track, 2 hard hit balls that were right to the track. Leopard nearly followed his home run to right yesterday with another one here in the 8th. But instead, Prather still the tying run. 2 down, 1 on, with the Seals leading 3-1.
What's that? You have to... I'm sorry.
So Prather at the plate, lined out back in the 6th by the 3rd baseman Gillia. And he walked back in the 4th. And the pitch. 0-1 misses outside, it's now 1-1. The offering. This is just outside. The Packers have left the bases loaded twice, back in the 4th and the 5th. 2-1.
Now then, wants you to say number 10, Kyle Russell.
Hits that they had in the 2nd to 7th innings combined. Seems to like the 8th inning. 2 on, 2 outs for Kyle Russell. Russell doesn't have much pop in his bat, only 1 home run for Washington State back in the spring, and 3 back in 2022. Has some speed if he can get on base. 9 stolen bases for the Cougars back in the spring. 2 on, 2 outs. Hartwick's pitch, taken for a strike. In for Carson Leone. The tying run at first. The go run at the plate. Breaking ball, nasty pitch down the heart of the plate. It's now 1-2. 2 on, 2 outs, 2 strikes. Russell looking for his first hit of the night. And the pitch fouled off the pitch protector. If the Packers can bring the CCL Championship Most Outstanding Player back in 2022 to the plate, that would certainly be big for them. Joe on deck. Had 11 home runs last year. He awaits on deck. The 1-2. Fouled back down the first base side. Russell working a nice at-bat against Hartwick. It's a junior college, hometown of San Jose. High leverage situation. Fouled back again. Really making the right-hander work. And the 1-2, way outside, and he shifts the count to 2-2. 2 on, 2 outs, 2-2 pitch coming. The leadoff hitter Russell at the plate. And the 2-2, outside. See, keeps it in front of him, but the runner from second will advance to third, so Schusler up to third, Prather on first. And they're 90 feet closer to scoring a run. Still, the tying run remains at first, the go-ahead run at the plate. Three-two pitch coming. Runner in the pitch, fouled back again. An excellent battle between the right-hander Hartwick and the shortstop Kyle Russell. He will just not give in. Trying to give his team a chance. They only lost 1 non-league game last year, and San Francisco looking for their first win of the season. 3-2, outside, an excellent at-bat. Russell finds his runner at first, and the scene is set. Bases loaded, arguably the CCL's top player back in 2022. Kramer with an RBI double in the first, walks back in the 5th. Again, second on the team last season with 11 home runs, led the league with 51 RBIs in the 4. He slugged 700. Has a lot of power in that bat. And when it mattered most, he produced 9 for 15 in the playoffs. Trying to produce one more in a high leverage situation. Takes outside, it's 2-0. The 2-0 from Hartwick. Taken for a strike. Kramer has been in a lot of high leverage situations at the college level. Had a walk-off home run to beat UC San Diego back in 2021 in May. 2-1. This time he pops it up down the third base side, but it's out of play. So Kramer given new life. It's now a 2-2 count, 2 outs. Prather at second, Russell at first, Schuessler at third. 2 singles for Healdsburg. They trail 3-1. The Packers have already stranded the bases loaded twice today.
Number 28, Peyton Schultz.
So Joey Kramer comes up in a big way. He has 3 RBIs on the night, and he has all 3 RBIs for the Packers tonight. Russell moves to third. And the pitch, taken for a strike. Schuessler and Prather scored on the play. Now the go-ahead run 90 feet away. The 8th inning has been kind to the Packers this season so far, 2 games in. And the game-tying single here in the 8th tonight. Schultz looking for his second hit of the evening. Kramer 1. Big swing and a miss. Out in front of that pitch.
Here we go. Let's go, Jim! Let's go, Jim!
1-2 delivery. Outside. High quality at bats. As we saw Russell stay alive and end up drawing the walk, Kramer was able to stay alive as well and lace that single into right. Now it's Schultz's turn. 2-2. Foul back. It's the cleanup hitter Sharpio on
Ruben
deck.
Pitcher, our ball boy, on the spot.
And the 2-2. And Schultz able to lay off. The count moves full. Well, when it matters most, really quality at-bats. They look like a different team here in the 8th inning. Only 3 hits coming into the inning, and now 3 hits here in the 8th. 3-2. Swing and a miss. So Hartwick gives up the 2-run single that strikes out Schultz. And the brand new ball game. We head to the 9th.
Tomorrow night, the baseball game.
Baseball Network.
Great time for starting our league play tomorrow night. Solano Mudcats. 6 o'clock tomorrow. plate, number 10 for the Seals, Cam Collier.
So it seems like we have two number 10s on the Seals as they welcome you back into the ninth inning. Who had the solo shot back in the fourth, also was sporting number 10. So we got Mystery Man, who was up back in the sixth inning, who had the RBI double. Not sure who that is, and now we have number 10 at the plate. We do know who he is, as that one's taken outside for a ball. Cam Collier at the plate. Another one from Eckerd College from St. Petersburg, Florida. And the pitch. Chopped over to the shortstop, Russell. Charges, throws in time. Now it seems we'll get another pinch hitter for Chris C. But I believe this hitter does not have a number on his back. Well, as the night gets later, the game gets wackier. Numberless player at the plate. Cam Collier chopped out over to the shortstop, Russell. And that one's sharply hit over the second baseman, Prather. Pitch in time, and the throw in time. So, numberless man rounds out the second. It should be Trey Brooks at the plate. And it is.
Coming to bat, Trey Brooks.
Had a fielder's choice back in the sixth. 0 for 1 on the day, and the pitch. Outside. Excuse me, 0-1. Brian McBroom back on the hill. Led New Mexico with 25 appearances back in the spring. And the 0-1. Waved that and missed. It's now 0-2. 0-2, 2 out. 3-3, a brand new ball game. Kramer's second and third RBIs of the night, a 2-run single back in the 8th. McBroom's 0-2 delivery. Outside. If you're just joining us, the Packers had the first run thanks to an RBI single in the first, and had only 2 hits from the second to the 7th innings before the 3-hit inning back in the 8th, including a couple of excellently worked at-bats. And the pitch, bring him up, him down, straight for the call. So Brian McBroom is and we had the first 6 batters he's faced. We had to the bottom of the 9th inning. It's 3-3 here from Rec Park.
Let's get tip our cap to the second annual Love Wins coming up Saturday. Don't miss it. Glad to have folks here tonight supporting that. Leah Skirdo, and of course David Opperman, local boy, and Melissa Leonard. This Saturday, Love Wins in Windsor. Hitting off from Prune Packers, number 23, Connor Sharpio.
Welcome back here to the Prune Packers Baseball Network. It's 3-3 as we head to the bottom half of the 8th inning. It's 4, 5, and 6 to win for Hillsburg. Sharpio, Nickens, and Schufler. Sharpio has reached once today via the free pass. Looking to end the game here for the Packers in the ninth. Hartwick back on the hill. Fourth pitcher of the evening. High fly ball into left field, but playable for Lucci's. And he makes the catch for out number 1. Now Nickens at the plate.
Now batting from University of Houston, number 21, Cameron Dickens.
Hit by 2 pitches today. Pitch taken. The lights are in full effect as we head towards 9 Pacific time. That one's fouled back down the first base side. These lights were added at Rec Park in 1949, and the wooded benches that I am standing upon, exactly 100 years old, lumber from the grandstands of Patati Speedway, a beautiful banked 1.25-mile track which was built about 20 miles south of Hillsburg. Wide out into right for out number 2.
University of Texas, number 8,
which were made of wood, were taken from that racetrack. Taken from the grandstands at that racetrack. Were brought here in the 1920s to Rec Park after it was realized that there was poor transportation in the area of Patati Speedway for the spectators. So the Speedway failed in its first season, but the lumber survives as it's here for its 100th season at Rec Park. Pop foul down the first base side. Kimball Schuessler at the plate, singled back in the 8th, and scored the second run of the game for Healdsburg. And the pitch moves the count to 0-2. This is upstairs, now 1-2. One, two outs. Pop foul down the first base side. Espinoza giving chase, but doesn't have a play on it. Going back to the grandstands, they're not just used for Prune Packers and other baseball or softball games, also the Healdsburg Future Farmers Country Fair, which gives students an opportunity to show off the projects they've been working on in the 4-H Club or their FFA Future Farmers of America Club, also use the grandstands. As strike 3 is called on Schuessler.
Second game of the season going into extra innings.
3-3 between the Packers and the Seals here on the Prune Packers Baseball Network. So you're working overtime.
It's all good. It's like,
53 dollars. What's her name? Zach.
We'll be using extra inning rules for the player for the Seals on second base. Navy SEALs, Louis Coca.
Back here for the top half of the 10th inning, as the ghost runner Trey Brooks will be placed on second base for the extra inning rules of the CCL, and the pitch taken for a strike. Now, if I recall correctly, reading up on last season, I believe they started in the playoffs, if it went to extra innings, 1 out with a runner on second here. I could be wrong though. 3-3 here in the 10th. Pitch popped up down the first base side. Playable, the first baseman makes the catch for out number 1. Now Sharpio over at left, as he made the switch right before the inning started. And the first baseman, the new first baseman, is Peyton Schultz.
Number 11,
Schultz
Kyle
over
Allen.
at first, and Sharpio moves to left in place of Schultz. One out for Kyle Abbott now. So the ghost runner Trey Brooks. Shout out to my, you could say, graphics guy, Zach Lustberg, for updating the innings and the score as well. This is CCL After Dark. We're getting wild. We have a player with no jersey number. We had 2 number 10s tonight, and a 2-run single back in the 8th to tie the game from Joey Kramer. 0-2. That was a ripped foul down the first base side. Look out. Looks like all the seals are okay down there. If they were really seals, they wouldn't be getting out of the way. They would be in the water. So Coca pops out for the first out. Brooks is over at second via the imaginary runner. And Abbott is at the plate. 3-3 in the 10th. The 0-2. Count remains 0-2. Well, you may ask, why is this team's named the Prune Packers if we're in... A century ago, Sonoma County was actually known for their tree fruit, not their grapes. And the area from Santa Rosa to Cloverdale was actually known as the Prune Belt. 0-2. That one's chopped foul. The renowned Sonoma grape grower Warren Dutton and Luther Burbank, who's a prominent botanist in the 20th century, they planted 20,000 prune trees on Dutton's Santa Rosa Ranch. The crop did well, and in Healdsburg, which by 1936 was labeled the Buckle of the Prune Belt, by then it was a big deal to grow prunes, as that one swung on and missed for strike 3. Now the catcher, Schuessler, was trying to get out of the way of the batter, Abbott, to try to throw the runner out at second. A bit of a blockage there from Abbott, so the runner stays at second. 3 strikeouts on the night from McPrune. Prune growing was a big deal. It was so big that the start of the school year was often delayed so the Sonoma County school children could assist in the prune harvest. Imagine that. Missing school to work in the farms. It's not something we know, at least where I live, out in New Jersey. It was a big business. They had kicked off the annual Prune Blossom Festival. But then the prunes began to suffer an image problem after World War II because it was associated with elderly people eating prunes. At least that's what they say. As that's popped up. And he tags for that. Out number 3 is recorded by McPrune. So we head to the bottom half of the 10th inning. It's 3-3 here on the Prune Packers.
Bottom of the 10th inning coming up. pitch for the Seals, number 9, Dylan Finelli. St. Mary's, number 7,
for the bottom half of the 10th inning, it's the bottom third of the order, due up for the Prune Packers. And a new pitcher on the mound is Dylan Finelli from Allegheny. On the mound. It's McDonald at the plate. Pretty special moment for me, as I've known Dylan for nearly 10 years. The only person I know in the entire California Collegiate League or Bay Area Collegiate League coming over from New Jersey, where I live, because that one's inside. I've known Dylan since 2015. His dad is the Vice President of Sales and Business Operations for the A's. We were the Oakland A's bat boy together back in 2015 in spring training. So a pretty neat moment. See Finelli on the mound. Made 3 appearances for the Gators, an inning and 2/3, a strikeout and a walk back in the spring. And if the Finelli family is watching, shout out to you guys. Steve has been great to my family and I over the years, and has even given us free tickets to A's games at spring training and during the regular season, as that one's fouled down the first base side. So, 2 earned runs allowed. The 1-1. Outside and high, it's now 2-1. Gave up 3 hits and struck out a pair. Also walked 1. So exit Hartwick, enter Finelli. As the ghost runner Schultz is over at second for the Packers. Sharpia was 0 for 4 with a walk way back in the first inning. 2-1. Taken for a strike, nice off-speed pitch, and the count even at 2. Well, it kind of makes up for yesterday. Yesterday's game, lightning fast, 2:12, 2 hours, 12 minutes. Today we're going on about 2 hours, 40 minutes. 2-2. This is away, it's now 3-2. So the winning run over at second, after the Seals failed to cash in on their opportunity in the top half of the 10th. Sharpio looking for his first hit of the night. It's his 6th plate appearance. The 3-2. Fly ball into right. Playable for Moultrie. He's under it and makes the catch. And Schultz thought about tagging, but he'll stay over at second.
Now batting for SRJC number 11.
My apologies, it's Schuessler over at second, the imaginary runner, and McDonald flew out. It's getting late for me too. I had the lineup card here in the 10th written round. So Schuessler over at flew out, and now Leopard at the plate. Leopard has walked twice. He's flown out twice as well. Leopard worked his magic back in the 8th last night with the shot. Can he do it here again? And the 1-0. Taken for a strike. Finelli looks at the runner at second, the 1-1. And a high fly ball into right field. And Moultrie has it. Looked like he couldn't find it for a second, but he makes the catch. Now the runner will tag. And the winning run 90 feet closer and 90 feet away. So Lepper with another long fly out, and Prather the hitter. So we have the son of an Oakland A's executive pitching right now, and the Oakland native and Prather at the plate.
Now batting, number 12, Cole Brodnansky.
Pinch hitter is Cole Brodnansky. And Brodnansky, as I mentioned earlier, way back in the middle innings, has attended 3 different schools. He's now out of college and was recently released by the Florence Yalls back in May 3rd of the Pioneer. Brodnansky, as he agreed with me, he said he's a well-traveled man. 2 for 3 yesterday with a hit by pitch and 2 runs, including that go-ahead run in the 8th. And the pitch, taken low. He's had some big hits himself, even this year. He had the go-ahead grand slam in the 8th inning to win the California Winter League championship back in February. Played at Santa Rosa and UConn as well. Pitch in the dirt. He made 1 appearance last season for the Packers. Since he is not in college anymore, he is only allowed to play in the non-league games. So that came against the West Coast Kings on July 22nd, where he struck out and walked. Trying to take advantage of his opportunities. A big game yesterday, looking for a big hit here in the 10th. The 2-1. Big swing and a miss. Off speed from Finelli, and the count now even at 2. 2-2, 2 outs. The winning run over at third base. It's 3-3 here in the 10th. It's the CCL after dark. 2-2 delivery. And Brodnansky lays off and the count moves full. Three, 2 outs. 3-3 here in the 10th. Finelli deals and the payoff pitch. That one's fouled back. Here we go again. The Packers working some big at-bats when it matters most. They sent 7 to the plate back. 2 runs on 3 hits, as at that point the 9-hole hitter Prather worked a nice at-bat, and Russell and Kramer did the same in the 1-2 spots. Schuessler, the runner at third, who started at second via the extra inning rules in CCL play, the imaginary runner. The payoff pitch again. Fouled back. Brodnansky won't go quietly. McDonald flew out to right. Lepper did the same. Big pitch coming from Finelli. 3-2 strike count. Just outside. And a nice take by Brodnansky. And the runner is now at the corner.
Now batting Washington State, number 10, Kyle Russell.
Kyle Russell once again coming to the plate in a big spot. He last time drew a walk to set up the Kramer 2-run single, which tied the game. Now looking for the winning hit here in the 10th. So the Prune Packers, who have won 5 consecutive CCL North titles, have really been given all they can handle these first 2 games of the season. Yesterday, the 6th the game prep Trojans, including a go-ahead 3-run shot in the 8th. And today, the 8th inning was big again for the Packers. It was a 2-out, 2-run single from Joey Kramer, with the Bay Area Collegiate League team giving them all they can handle. Tonight it's the San Francisco Seals putting this game down to the wire. The 10th inning, the winning run is 90 feet away. The Packers scored first in the first, and the Seals tacked on 1 in the third, 1 in the fourth. Walked twice, struck out once, grounded out, and popped up. Can he prove to be the night's hero? 2 on, 2 outs, tied up at 3 here in the 10th. First pitch, slice foul. He worked arguably the best at-bat of the game back in the 8th inning. We had a let's go Kyle train for a second, but quickly stopped. We have some kids behind the plate, right in the line of sight of Finelli. Let's see if that proves a distraction. It's the 0-1. Pop-up foul down the first base side. 3 kids, about 5 feet tall each, clinging to the fence as now I think, I thought they were going to be told to move. They will stay there, right behind home plate. But Finelli is unfazed. It's 0-2. Russell, the hitter. The 0-2 runner going, misses just outside. And the runner, which doesn't matter, Bodnatsky takes second base. Because why not? Again, only the runner at third matters. It's 3-3 here in the 10th. Now, one of the kids making monkey faces. Well, now he's really right behind home plate. Another one's doing jumping jacks. And the 1-2. Foul back. Finelli is locked in right now. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 on, 3-3 in the 10th. Leadoff hitter Russell up. He's 0 for 3, but can change that with 1 swing. The 1-2.
Great game. Big round of applause for the Seals and the Packers. Great night of baseball. Thanks for coming out tonight. Hope to see you tomorrow night right here. Prune Packers take on the Mudcats.
Well, that will
Great
do it.
game. Thank you.
From Rec Park, it's the Prune Packers 4, the San Francisco Seals 3. A thrilling back and forth affair, just like last night. A thrilling game that goes in the Prune Packers' way. It's an RBI single from Russell, the game winner in the 10th. And he's the game player of the game. He had the great at-bat in the 8th with the walk, and the RBI single in the 10th proves to be the difference as the Packers take this one 4-3 on a Wednesday night in Washington. Aaron Ornstein and my partner Zach Lustberg, who's my graphics guy. I'm Aaron Ornstein saying good night from Hillsburg. The final score, Packers 4, the Seals 3. You're watching Prune Packers Baseball on the Packers Baseball Network.